hidden in the dining room, but kitchen's right there.
Did Brian talk to you about the delegation we have at board this afternoon at 1:30?
Nope. Are we still waiting?
Video's live.
Thank you. And welcome to the regular hospital board meeting of March 23rd. I'd like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the Coast Salish people. And with that, our first order of business will be approval of the agenda. It's been moved and second. All in favor? Motion carries. Ms. Legault.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The next item is the adoption of the hospital board meeting minutes of December 8th, 2021.
Been moved. Second. Call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Legault.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No business arising from the minutes and no participants for public input period. So we're moving on down to staff reports. Item HSR1 is a report from the Finance Division regarding the 2022 annual Cowichan Valley Regional Hospital District budget bylaw, and the report is for information.
Thank you. And do we have any kind of presentation? Sorry, I forgot to ask ahead of time. Nope. Any questions on the report for staff? Director Morrison, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and this would be through you to staff, and actually I raise it as sort of a point of interest and maybe a bit of discussion for the hospital board. You know, given there's a fairly, you know, we're going to be seeing increases and an impact to our taxpayers, and knowing that we're about to embark on a fairly ambitious, really ambitious hospital project, or at least Island Health is, I just wanted to raise the question of, you know, when we gave the marching orders for 3%, and a lot of that was based on at the regional district, not the hospital district, the fact that we had wages and commitments of 2% and for contracts. We gave that 3% amount as the target. It's about a $368,000 increase over last year, and I'm posing it to my colleagues around the board and would ask staff if we were to actually try and hold the line on this and say, it's a fairly substantial budget. Last year's budget was $12.291 million, and they're proposing it go up $368,000. What impact would it actually have to the hospital district? Because this is about sort of minor capital expenditures, and it looks like there's been some carryover. They're going to be moving in a few years. Would it really have a dramatic impact if we were to change the requisition amount to zero?
Ms. Weiner, are you prepared to answer that question? Thank you.
Through the chair to Director Morrison, one of the reasons for the 3% increase is the debenture costs for the new hospital will be approximately $11 million. The other is there is potential, the final numbers are not in for the new hospital, and there may still yet need to be increases. So with its staff's intention to try and level the requisition increase, and we are also looking that $65,000, which is majority of the amount of money that is coming in from the reserve, is going to be started in about Q2, potentially the beginning of Q3 for the new hospital. That's when the construction is supposed to be beginning. And that will empty and there's no cash flow then. That's going to be very minimal. So it'll be very restricted cash flows for anything that's unforeseen.
Director Morrison, do you have a follow-up? No, it doesn't look. Not to put you on the spot there. I see.
I guess the question is, and it doesn't actually help that much, is the difference in requisition between last year and this year really going to dramatically impact? I thought we were at the level that we would have to be for a debenture in the long term. And are we not at that level, that we wouldn't be able to adequately handle the debt at the current amount that we're putting away?
Through the chair to Director Morrison, there's been increases in rates from the last couple of years when the estimates were done. So, and there's been slight increases. The amount for the regional hospital district is estimated to be around $282 million at this point. And if you go out and look at that, it's very, very close to $11 million per year is what's estimated that will be required for borrowing.
You're muted, Sarah.
Sorry, next I have Director Sebring. Is there anyone else who has their hand up? Nope. I recognize you, Director Sebring.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And, Director Morrison raises a good point. I mean, when I read the staff report, the 22 annual CVHRD budget has a 3% increase to requisition. I take Director Morrison's point that was part of sort of general policy direction in recognition of the wage increase and some of the other incidentals that were spread across the rest of the organization. We don't pay wages at the hospital. Island Health does. So, this increase in the past, as I understand it, was used, and Director Morrison mentioned it, for minor capital, be that some kitchen stuff or some other equipment, and the logistics of the build tell me that if we have to buy some new diagnostic equipment with this funding, the intent would be that would transfer over to the new hospital, but there's a drop dead date to close the old one and start the new one, and that diagnostic equipment has to be there when they start the new one. So I suspect at the end of the day, a lot of that equipment's going to be dispersed to other Island Health facilities or go up for auction, and we don't see any of the money. And if that was what this 3% was envisioned for, then I think it makes sense that we start to scale back the size of that increase in contribution over the next few years. But if I'm hearing now that we need that money because of a potential increase in the debenture that we're taking on, because the hospital is going to cost more than estimated, and I fully understand that given construction costs and everything else, then maybe we need to leave this alone and keep going, maybe even increase it from 3 to 5%. I don't know, but I just thought it was a legitimate question that Director Morrison was raising, and I don't know if he wants to, when the time comes, try to amend the bylaw. Perhaps we can have the discussion then, but it is certainly something that I'm glad was brought up. Thank you.
Thank you. Did anyone else have issues hearing Director Sebring, or was that just me? Oh, maybe just me. Okay. Is there any other questions for staff? And this is just for information, so moving on to the next item. Ms. Legault.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item HB1, CVRHD bylaw number 148, Cowichan Valley Regional Hospital District Annual Budget Bylaw 2022 for first, second, and third readings.
Sorry. It's been moved in second. Was that a question, Director McGonigal, or just you're moving it? Okay. Call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Legault.
Thank you, Madam Chair. CVRHD bylaw 148, Cowichan Valley Regional Hospital District Annual Budget Bylaw 2022 for adoption.
Been moved in second. Call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Legault.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No participants for question period and no further business, so motion to adjourn.
Okay, it's been moved and second. Call the question. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you, Ms. Legault. We will reconvene at 1:15. Oh, no, I guess we cannot.